get you got the eyes on the pick, so you got to.
They're on the clock.
We'll hear this one before we know about it. That hard of a decision that we made? They should take Barrett. Once Morant is gone, they should take Barrett. It should be it's the easy pick. Guess is that they're trying to make a last minute deal before they announce it. They've gone this long. Can you say 17 years? Born on third base, but he thought he did triple. You know who was radar? Barrett. Really? We had to wait. still live on Staten Island.
Do you really?
He was making that nice hour and 15-minute run every day after school. Would get out at 2:15. They used to get the boss would give him a good schedule so he could get out before. If I could get through Brooklyn before 4 o'clock, I was good for me. It was about a 50-minute run.
Yeah.
If I got to the Brooklyn Bridge anytime by 4 o'clock or later,
Yeah.
there was an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Can you give me a hit? My mic fell off and then I haven't heard anything going on, so I want to make sure I wasn't broken.
I still have one of these snapshots, the old ones, painted with set used to that.
Yeah.
Fine. I still have it. I mean, it folded. It was real painted. I'm waiting for like a really cool art to give it to an intro.
I don't have a finished basement, so rather than trying to finish it, it's actually contemplating getting the old patterns and just breaking them across the walls and getting a finished look. It's just a foundation.
Yeah, totally.
Good evening, folks. Zion is on his way in, as in the past. If you have a question, which you have, and we would like to come to you, please state your name and affiliation. And also, just so you're aware, we have 2 interviews this year. Thank you.
The mellifluous tones of Peter Stevens.
What did he say?
Just a minute about Zion Williamson coming in. The press room, please remember to wait for the microphones. To ask your question, and please state your name and affiliation.
I should go.
Guys, very briefly, we'll have Ja Morant in this room. Yeah, or not. You don't have to come.
Zion, we're going to start with an opening question, which I'll ask you to your left. And then we'll leave it open to questions from the media. Can you just talk about feelings about going number one overall in the draft? Because
For the media entering room number 2, Ja Morant's on the stage. We'll ask you to remain seated and ask questions by raising your hand, state your affiliation, and we'll get to you in a moment. I'll start with asking your first question. Ja, how would you explain and summarize your experience so far tonight?
Tonight,
Yeah, tonight.
it's been crazy. Obviously a wild moment for me, coming from my story, like what I've been through to get to this point. And I'm just very excited to be able to accomplish my dream.
Michael.
Jarrett Culver from The Athletic. You've played it pretty close to the vest up until now, just on your feelings about, where you wanted to go, if anywhere, and your thoughts of being drafted. Now that you're wearing that Memphis Grizzlies hat, what do you think of Memphis, and how does it feel to finally hear your name called?
It means a lot. Obviously, it means that Memphis sees a lot in me, and I'm just grateful and thankful for them on drafting me, and I'm very excited to play in Memphis.
Otis Livingston, CBS 2 here in New York. You talked a lot about Damian Lillard and some of the other mid-major players that inspired you or brought attention. How do you feel about falling into that lineage as someone that other mid-major kids are going to look at as inspiration?
Like you said, like Dame, CJ, Curry, Siakam, Van Fleet. I mean, we can go down the line of mid-major players who made a name for themselves in this league, and I feel like guys who opened the door for me, and it's only right that I go in and try to do what those guys did, make a name and keep the doors open for other mid-major players, and it just means a lot for them to look up to me.
One here again.
Just what has the process been like for you? And obviously you just got drafted, but you had a meeting with the Grizzlies recently. Just what has that initial message to you been like as far as your expectations for next season?
Obviously, I think it went good. I got to know them and they got to know me, and I mean it's just an honor to be able to play for Memphis.
Ja, during the pre-draft process, at what point did you start to, were you ever tired and were you able to enjoy it, and were you able to enjoy it tonight, or was it just overwhelming at some point?
No, I had to enjoy the whole process. Obviously, my first time going through it, and who would have thought I would have been in this position right here 3-4 years ago. And I have the opportunity to do it now, and the process was very exciting, and I'm just happy.
Ja, what did it mean just kind of seeing what the Grizzlies move they made yesterday and kind of making room, looks like, for you to kind of really take hold of this franchise?
I have some big shoes to fill, and Mike Conley, he's a great player, and I wish him the best. And like I said before, it just means the Grizzlies see a lot in me.
Just remind you, when you're asking a question, just keep your hand raised and make sure that we hear your name and affiliation, please. Over here.
Yeah, Jordan Schultz, ESPN. Ja, have you had any communication with Jarrett at all during this process?
Me and Jarrett have been talking for a while. We had a strong relationship before the process started, and it was just mainly him congratulating me on everything that I've accomplished.
Zion, Jenna Lemoncelli with Penske Media. Congratulations. What do you believe, since you're out there so much in the media, you're the #1 pick, what do you believe is the biggest misconception about you going into the league?
Gosh, I'm not sure. I think that, I get labeled. I just get labeled. And, like, I was in the position of, like, hearing about somebody else a lot with, like, oh, this player can do this, that, and you want to see for yourself. So I think with people just trying to label me, and I don't think it's that serious because I'm just looking to play basketball and win.
Tenny Samagi, Eagle News. Congratulations. What is one attribute that the whole world should know about you?
I'm going to do anything to win. I'm just going to do anything to win.
Hey, Zion. Lloyd Carroll, the Queens Chronicle. Let's talk money. Obviously, you're now in the highest tax bracket. I know you have an agent, but let's talk about, are you going to be involved with your finances? How much have you studied about managing money, having an investment portfolio, not just depending on an agent to do this? A lot of athletes have gotten in trouble for that. And you seem like a pretty polished person, so do you read the journal every day? What's your strategy?
My strategy is, I'm still learning. I'm going to learn as much as I can about what I need to know, and any tips, please shoot them. I like to hear all kind of advice.
Max Bonstetter, Sports Illustrated. First of all, Zion, congrats on being the first overall pick. You're also the first player to be born in the year 2000 to be drafted into the NBA. You're making history in many ways. How will you change the league, especially how players relate to young fans in the future?
How old are you?
I'm 15.
I respect that. I like that. Times change. I think that's why there's so many debates about, who people think the greatest players of all time are. I think if you were in the time of Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, you'll probably say one of those two. Or if you're in the time in Jordan, you'll probably say Jordan. In our generation, a lot of them say LeBron. So times change, and I think, younger fans will like younger players.
Zion, in the back, Rick Leventhal, Fox News Channel. Congratulations. Who are you looking to for advice and counsel on how to handle all the fame and fortune, and what's the best advice you've gotten so far?
Just veterans from all teams who've been in the league for 10+ years, maybe 7+ years, because they've usually been through it all by then. And the best advice I've been given is be myself and keep my love for the game.
Zion, congratulations. Valeria Rubino, V-Sport. LeBron James told me he has a lot of advice for you, and you know how to reach him. Did you get to talk to him before the draft? Will you talk to him? What do you want to learn from him and from all the veterans in the league?
I actually did see that interview, actually. I probably will hit him up. Hopefully he responds to me. But my questions would probably be what do I have to do to maintain? What do I have to do to just try to make my way to the top?
Zach Gelb, CBS Sports Radio, WFAN. Everyone saw the moment that you shared on the stage with your mother in the emotional interview. You said she sacrificed a lot and she means everything to you. How do you describe your mother for people that don't know her?
How would I describe her? in a lot of words. Tough love. Like, she would always be like the first one to keep it real with me. You know, it was never, you know, she's trying to like cover it up with love. Like, she would always keep it real with me. She taught me, like, growing up, and whenever I needed something, she would do everything in her power just to get it for me and my brothers. She put aside her dreams just so me and my brothers could have a chance at ours. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are fortunate enough to have, like, be in that kind of situation. So I just thank God that I got a mother like I did.
Darrell Johnson, New York Beacon. Reflect on the draft process, doing it with your teammates, two of your good friends. Talk about that process.
It makes the process like more enjoyable, knowing that, you know, three of us from the same team are able to, you know, get our names called, and, you know, we would talk about like how we were all born in three different parts of the world, and our journeys led us to the same part, and we just find that crazy, and like we wish the best of luck for each other.
Derek Saul with the Duke Chronicle. Zion, have you given thought into being able to play with Cam again potentially in New Orleans?
Oh, well, now I have. Yeah, if Cam came to New Orleans, connects are much more. Cam's a very talented, special player. I said this at Media Day yesterday. I wish I were at the scrimmages we had before the season. I used to look at Cam like, man, this dude's different. Like, he hit 5 threes in a row and then come dunk it up the middle of the lane. Like, his ball handle, hey, like, that size is just different. So I have a lot of respect for Cam, and if we can get him in New Orleans, I would love that.
Zion, Tom Beller from The New Yorker. I moved to New Orleans about 10 years ago, and I think that city's really looking forward to your arrival, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a city like no other, with so much going on culturally. And I wanted to take the focus off basketball for 1 second, since music plays such a big part, and ask you, do you have a favorite brass instrument?
I have a favorite brass instrument? Wow. Wow, that's a great question. I'm not sure. That's a great question.
Generica Owens with Playmaker Sports. I know one of the exciting parts about getting ready for draft is finding out what to wear. How exciting was that for you as far as fashion?
I just trusted Adrian with this suit. He said, your skin will pop in this color. You know, I was like, I don't know about that. But, I mean, he's been in the fashion business for a long time. And, like, he trusts my game, so I was like, all right, I guess we'll do the cream white suit. And when I saw it in person, I was like, you know what? I thought I actually might look good.
Thank you, Zion. We're flying by this, you know.
Any word?
No. We don't know yet. Probably here, but I can't swear to it. RJ will be coming in next. Exactly.
Not here.
My second choice. I don't know. Is Berman in here?
He was, but he will be.
Third row. The guy with the red hair is for the post
aisle?
also. Yeah. RJ, I'm going to start with the opening question to your left, and then we'll open it up to media after that. Could you just talk about your feelings about being picked by the Knicks, please?
What do I say? Like, I'm so overwhelmed, humbled, and just honored and very thankful, that the Knicks took the chance with me, that they believed in me, and I'm so happy to be a Knick, and I can't wait to play in Madison Square Garden.
Hey, RJ, yes, you said yesterday you may have some tears, and sure enough, you did. I mean, what were the emotions flooding through your mind at that point? It looked like tears were coming down.
Yeah, I was trying not to, even before I got picked, I was trying to not to just let it come out because I feel like I've worked so hard my whole life and just for this day to come and now that it's here and to hear my name called and walk across that stage, I had to let it out.
Hey, RJ, obviously the crowd was excited and they chanted your name. What was that like, hearing that after you were picked?
That was great. I'm glad that the city wants me here as much as I want to be here.
RJ, Zach Gelb, CBS Sports Radio, WFAN. You spoke yesterday how when you were growing up as a kid, your grandfather told you one day you would play for the Knicks. Mm-hmm. How much were you thinking about your grandfather when the pick was finally in and you knew you were going to play your career in New York?
That was crazy. That was one of the reasons why I was crying because, we used to watch the Knicks growing up and he'd always tell me that I was going to be a Knick. And, it's sad that he can't be here to see it, but I'm just very happy, man.
Just so you know, DeAndre Hunter is next door.
RJ, quick question about the influence of your dad growing up. He had a good professional career in Europe.
Yeah.
How much was it? And second question.
Sorry, where you at, my man? Oh, you back there. Sorry, say it again.
Life so far. And the second question is going to the Knicks going to change your decision of playing with the national team this summer or not?
Well, my dad, oh man, that's the guy that got me going to basketball. Watching him is where I got my passion. So he's definitely been, one of the biggest influences in my life. And playing for Team Canada is still to be determined. I have no clue what's going to happen. I have no clue, what the team's going to say or, I haven't really discussed it with my family yet. So I don't know what's going to happen.
RJ, congratulations, Valeria Rubino, V Sport. You are the proof that dreams can come true. So what did it take and what are the qualities you possess today that might make you one of the best in the league?
It took a lot of discipline. First of all, thank you very much. But it took a lot of discipline, a lot of early morning workouts when I didn't want to go, a lot of, staying home and getting rest while people are out having fun. So it just took a lot of, hard work and being uncomfortable doing things that you don't want to do. And I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Thank you, kind sir.
RJ, we see that you and Zion have been supporting each other through this whole process. What did he say to you right when you got off the stage there, when you embraced?
We just told each other how happy we were for each other, and I told him I love him. He told me he loved me, and we're just, we're ready to get to work now.
Moses, we'll do it with Global News. First and foremost, right over here. RJ?
I'm terrible at this.
No, to your far right.
Okay.
Right over there. First and foremost, congratulations. It's been a big, past week and change for Canadians in Canadian basketball. For yourself, knowing that you grew up in the Vince Carter era, your dad was an Olympian. Last time Canada made it. This is a two-part question. The first part is, what does it mean to be a Canadian to get drafted as high as you did? And the second part is your father and the bond that you guys have and potentially an opportunity to lead Canada to the Olympics, much like your dad did.
Sorry, the young lady in the back with the pink, that's very nice. I like it very much. Thank you. No, it's amazing to be Canadian. We take a lot of pride. So I got my Canadian flags on the inside of my jacket. And to put on for our country, that means a lot. And, my dad, man, my dad is big. He's big with Canada basketball. He's big with me. He helps me through everything. So, yeah, I love him.
Hey, RJ, over here, RJ, to your left. Adam Zagoria, New York Times. Congratulations, man.
What's up, Adam?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Probably going to be 5 or 6 Canadians picked tonight. What does that say about the status of Canadian basketball, and how does it feel to kind of be the face of it going forward?
Feels great. I mean, Canadian basketball is really on the rise. You see we have, like you said, probably 6, maybe more in the draft this year. We have probably 4 of us going in the first round. So it's amazing. Canada basketball's on the rise, and we're going to have to cut some NBA players from, the team this summer, but it's great.
Olivier Paradis-Lemieux, Radio-Canada. D'abord, félicitations, RJ. Je vais me permettre une question en français.
Okay.
Quand tu as entendu ton nom être prononcé par Adam Silver, quelle était vraiment la première pensée que tu as eue de savoir que tu allais vraiment au Knicks, comme tu m'avais dit que tu voulais, que tu souhaitais en fait donc poursuivre ta carrière de ce côté?
Ouais. J'étais très excité. Je suis finalement dans la NBA et j'ai pleuré beaucoup. Mes parents ont pleuré beaucoup, mais je suis très content d'être ici. That was nice, wasn't it?
Justin Trudeau.
Darrell Johnson, New York Beacon. Reflect on the draft experience, doing it with your two teammates and good friends.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's great. To see Z go first and then me go 3. I don't know where Cam is or Cam ends up yet, but it felt great. I mean, we worked so hard and we had so many conversations over the year. Definitely getting to learn about each other and learn what everyone goes through or went through to get to this point. So to all see our dreams being achieved, man, it's a special moment.
RJ, Eric Slater, WLVR Bethlehem. You're coming to a relatively young team with a huge fan base and obviously intense media coverage in New York. What do you think you bring to the locker room, on the court and in the locker room, as far as personality and how you can relate to other players and kind of build that team up?
On the court, excitement, hard worker, competitive, just make plays on both ends of the floor. So you're going to see a lot of exciting things from me. And then in the locker room, I actually grew up in Europe half my life and then Canada and the States the other half of my life. So I feel like I can connect with anybody. Young lady right here, I can connect to you. I feel like I can connect with anybody. So I'm definitely a personality, so yeah.
RJ, congratulations. Jenna Lemoncelli, Penske Media. You just said that you are a personality, you can connect with a lot of people, so it seems like New York is the perfect space for you. A lot of people talk about how New York is more of flashy and people are more in the spotlight. Can you talk a little bit about how you've maybe mentally prepared for this stage as opposed to any other team, because New York is such a big mecca?
Well, I personally, I don't know how many people do, but I call Toronto I call New York just a bigger version of Toronto. So I'm kind of used to it already. And when it comes to everything, you know, on the court with the fan base and everything, I just feel like when we went to Duke, we got a lot of attention, and then, you know, being in New York is going to be a lot more. But I've just been built this way to handle it. So yeah, I'll be fine.
Did it mean for you to get that ovation right away from the fans? Because there have been some draft picks here in this town that don't get that ovation.
I watched, yeah. That was great. I mean, how would you feel if people were, you know, screaming your name? You feel great. I really feel like I'm doing something good. All my hard work's paying off. So I know that, you know, like Kareem said, you have nothing to prove, but you have everything to prove. This is a new start, so I'm ready to go.
RJ back here. Congratulations on being drafted. I wanted to ask you, how excited are you about going to the Knicks and knowing how many options are on the table in terms of cap room and future assets?
I'm not thinking about none of that stuff. I'm going to see kind of what happens there. I don't know enough to speak on that. I just know that I'm going to be on the team.
Tenny Samagi, Eagle News. Madison Square. Oh, sorry. Here, right here.
Oh.
Hi. Madison Square Garden is obviously basketball's mecca. Every basketball player wishes to leave a legacy. LeBron James calls it his playground. Kevin Durant loves the energy that it brings. What do you love about Madison Square Garden, and what legacy do you want to leave there?
Well, I was fortunate enough to play there once this year with Duke, and that was one of the craziest environments I've ever been in. And I'm a player that plays with a lot of passion, competitiveness, and excitement. So to be able to go in a home arena that has, you know, such a great fan base like that is going to make the game so much more fun, and it's going to be great.
Hi, right here. Massimo Lopez Peña, La Gazzetta dello Sport from Italy. I know your father played in Europe several years. I'm not sure if you were with him when he did, and he played, I think...
He played in Cantu.
What?
Played in Cantu.
In Cantu, exactly.
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
Were you there, and what do you remember of that experience in
I was
Italy?
there. Italy was a lot of fun. I remember eating a lot of pasta. And the arena was actually right across the street from where I live, so it was great. I'd watch my dad go to practice and go to the games every day as a young kid. So I remember that gym being crazy.
Lloyd Carroll from the Queens Chronicle. I believe your parents met in Queens or at St. John's University. Yeah. Was there any thought of joining, going to Utopia Parkway and playing at SJU? You would have been in the New York area a little sooner.
I mean, they didn't really recruit me, but if they had did,
we could have used you at Columbia too, by the way.
Yeah, it would have been a thought.
But something that kind of got you excited about New York as well, aside from the size of the market.
Yeah, for sure. My parents met here. My mom grew up here. My mom has family. We have family over here. So
mom's from Queens?
Mom's from Brooklyn.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, so everything, it's really exciting.
Good, thanks.
What's up, RJ? Charlie Maizano, WFV Sports. Your godfather, Steve Nash, tweeted before that he's telling anyone that his godson's on TV and that he's probably going to the Knicks and no big deal. What has he meant to you in your life, and what advice has he given you so far?
Man, he's a Hall of Famer, right? You wouldn't even know it if you spoke to him. He's the nicest guy. He's the most humble guy ever. So he's been really big for me during this draft process. He checks on me basically, every day or almost every other day, see if I'm good, see how I'm feeling, give me advice. So, yeah, I'm very thankful for him.
Max Bonstetter, Sports Illustrated.
What's up?
So there's a lot of Duke players across the league. Fortunately for you, you have one Duke teammate, Lance Thomas, on the Knicks. How excited are you to play against some fellow Duke players, having a teammate on the Knicks? How's that going to help?
First of all, that's great. The brotherhood's very strong. The brotherhood is everywhere. So I'm very excited to go. And I met Lance before. He's a great guy, so I'm very excited to work with him.
Thank you.
We do got to go to Joe's. That's right.
You're all set.
Thank you. Yo, I'm a Knick. What?
Darius Garland will be next door. Jarrett Culver will be the next person in this room. Yes. Yes.
Format's tough.
Jared, to your left, we're going to start with an opening question from me, and then we'll open it up to the media to ask you a bunch more questions.
Okay. By asking you, can you just kind of summarize your feelings from tonight so far?
I mean, I'm speechless. I'm really excited. Can't wait to get in Cleveland and start working. I mean, this is the best feeling ever. I mean, it's always been a dream of mine, so I'm really happy.
Mark Spears, ESPN's Undefeated. Tell me about your suit and the story behind it.
This is a Fear of God suit made by Jay Lorenzo, Mr. Boswell, and Miss Teresa.
Basketball note, you used to play in hot climates. I guess going to Phoenix must be a natural fit for you.
Yeah, Buddy Holly, he's an icon down there in Lubbock. His statue's still out there, and I mean, just for me coming out of Lubbock and making it to the NBA, it's a blessing, like I said, and I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm not expected to make it here out of Lubbock, Texas, and I'm glad I could do something for my city.
Yeah, Jared, Jordan Schultz, ESPN. What kind of legacy did Coach Beard help you leave at Texas Tech that can now help you at this level?
There's Max Schneider, Vanderbilt Hustler. Can you just talk about the road to recovery the past few months and how that's been and how your knee's feeling right now?
It's been a long road, but everybody faces adversity. I got over the hump, and I'm 100% now. That's in the past. I'm ready to get to Cleveland and start working.
Tara Cangelosi, CBS News Path. Hey Darius, have you spoken with Coach Beilein at all, and how do you think you'll fit into his vision for the Cavs going forward?
Yes, I've talked to him before. The vision is going to be really bright for us, like I said. With the two guards that we have, well, Colin and hopefully me coming into that position. There's a lot of really young talent, so I'm really excited to get working.
Darius Bryce obviously isn't coaching at Vanderbilt anymore, but he's somebody you've known for a long time and really spoke highly of you when he was there. How did it feel to have him by your side tonight?
It was really fun to see him, and it was really good to see him. Haven't seen him in a while, so just catching up with him, having good conversations, and then just remembering the past where we had in a short time at Vanderbilt. It was really fun.
Darius, Duncan McKenzie-McCarkey from Australia. Who was your idol growing up, and who do you think your game is most like in the league?
My idol was my dad. He's been by my side since I can remember. But I don't really model my game after anyone. I just have to be the best that I can be. I watch a lot of guards, and I take bits and pieces from every other guard. So, I just have to be the best I can be.
Any other questions for Darius?
George Willis, New York Post. You guys will be connected together as the class of 2019. What do you think as a class you all bring together for the league? What do you think you guys bring into the league as a group?
Together, I believe that we bring a lot of excitement. As you can tell, Zion, RJ, Cam, John Morant. I mean, we bring a lot of excitement to the crowd. So I think that we can draw a lot of people to games and to come out and support. So I believe that we just bring that as a class.
Darius, Jordan Schultz, ESPN. Have you had any conversations with Colin yet about how it could play out and how you guys could complement one another?
No, I haven't talked to Colin yet, but I mean, when I get a chance to, we would definitely talk about that. Like I said, he's really, really good at what he do, so I'm really excited to be in the backcourt with him.
Any other questions? Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you. Buddy Holly song.
Coby White will be in this room shortly. And again, if you have a question, please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation. Thank you. Just keep going that way, by where you're standing, please. Coby, to your left. I'm going to start you off with a question, and then we'll open it up to media. Could you just talk about your style and what you bring to your new team?
Leadership, fast pace, can get up and down the court, can score the ball in a variety of ways, can get my teammates involved, and just a competitor and a player who has the will to win.
So this is the first time you'll be heading out of state on a permanent basis. I love the Tar Heel State. It's a lot to do that research triangle. But Any thoughts about going to the city of Chicago? Big town, gets a little colder in the winter, though. I got to warn you. Any thoughts on the city?
I mean, yeah, it's a great city. You know, they have a great fan base, and I'm excited. It's my first time out of North Carolina. It's changed, but it's great change. So, you know, it's going to be an adjustment, but, you know, I'm going to be excited, and it should be great.
Somebody else from North Carolina had a pretty good career in Chicago. I forgot his name. I was just wondering if you might have been in touch with him sometime. I think he went to your school. The guy from the state. Oh, Jordan. That's right.
Yeah.
Have you been in touch with him? Seriously. And will you be in touch with him to ask him about Chicago?
I don't know. You know, I can't tell you that right now. But I've seen him on campus a couple of times, but I haven't really got a chance to really sit down and talk to him.
Okay, thanks.
Congratulations. When your name is announced and you're walking to the podium, what's going through your head?
Don't trip.
That was great.
Don't trip, but I don't know. You get a rush of feelings and emotions that I feel like that you really can't describe because you work so hard for this your whole life. And when you're finally here, you know, it's a relief, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That you grew up in North Carolina, are you going to go back to get your degree at at Chapel Hill? It's good. It's a great school, and I'm sure that Mom would like that. Any thoughts on continuing your education?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and finish. I promised my mom, Coach Williams, and myself that, you know, I will always go back and get my degree.
And what do you want to study?
I'm not sure yet. It's between exercise sports science and sports management, but those two can change at any time, so you know how majors are.
Take accounting. Good
Okay.
background.
Thank you. I'll take it into consideration.
Erica Fernandez, Black Sports Online. Coby, again, congratulations on getting drafted. You wrote a really touching piece on the Players Tribune about your dad, and obviously don't want to get too emotional into it, but, you know, obviously writing that must have been so much of an emotional roller coaster. Was he going, I'm sure he was on your mind all night as you were walking up to your podium. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, he's been on my mind all day. It's hard for me, you know, right now. I'm excited, but it's also hard for me because I would give anything to have him here with me tonight and let him see me watch across the stage. But you know, I just gotta enjoy the moment. You know, my family's here. You know, a lot of people came to see me, so you know, it's great from that aspect. You know, I have such a supporting, you know, base. So, I mean, just gotta keep moving.
Zach Elb, CBS Sports Radio, WFAN. Cameron Johnson just went 11th. How do you react to that news?
He went what?
11th.
Cam
in the
Johnson
draft.
went 11th.
Yep, it's right on the screen right there.
Wow, bro. That's crazy. That's so love, bro. Because if y'all know Cam, you don't know how hard Cam worked. And, you know, it's a lot of people that doubt him. But, wow, bro, that's crazy, bro. Wow, that's so crazy. I'm so happy for him right now. Y'all don't understand how happy I am for Cam because he proved it night in, night out that he deserves to be, you know, in the conversation for a lottery pick, man. He shot the ball like anyone I've never seen before in my life or played with. So I'm so, wow, bro. That's great. I'm getting chills up here.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
in a row to go in the first round. And actually another one who plays in this building, Jared Allen. He just tweeted out a congratulations to you, actually. Have you had any contact with him? And is he someone that maybe you have similar measurables that you've tried to model your game after a little bit?
Yeah, I've met Jared a few times. He's given me a lot of advice. Same with some of the other old big guys who went to Texas. But yeah, they've just given me a lot of advice, really.
Over here in the middle.
Jackson Shenchong from Jackson Shenchong from Tally Triunfo. So over the summer, what are some of the skills or moves you are looking forward to adding to your arsenal to prepare for the regular season?
I'm looking to add more shooting into my game. Also more of an outside game, so kind of like a trailer, get the ball, maybe handle it a little bit. So just stuff like that.
Jackson, again, where do you think you grew the most in your 1 year at Texas, and how do you think that's going to serve you at the pro level?
I feel like I grew the most in my offensive game. I've always kind of had my defensive game to kind of put my name on, something I pride myself on. But I feel like my offensive game came a long way while I was at Texas, and I just want to thank the coaches for that.
Any other questions for Jackson? All right, thank you.
Rui will be in this room momentarily. I'll start you off with an opening question, and then we'll open it up to the media. Could you just describe your style of play and what you'll bring to your new team, please?
I think you know, I can play defense. Either both style, you know, called defense and offensively. I think I can impact the game. You know, every positions, and you know, I can get rebounds and push the balls. I can shoot. I can pass. So I think I can help the team a lot.
Avery Yang, Associated Press. Do you have anything to say to Mr. Sakamoto now that you've fulfilled his and your destiny?
Oh yeah. In Japanese?
In both.
Okay. 坂本コーチやりました。NBA に行きました。はい。Coach, I made it. Yeah, that's it.
Ryu, bad match, SB Nation. How surprised were you that you were taken 9th overall today, given that you were projected to go somewhere in the mid-teens?
I mean, that's like, you know, like those like projected like, you know, media guys projecting. So by the inside, like, you know, my agents like walking in and then I think they did a good job. And then I mean, I was ready for this, yeah.
You hadn't met with the Washington Wizards before you were drafted. So had you speaking to anybody before you were picked from the Washington Wizards?
No.
Tenny Samagi, Eagle News, over here. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
That's the only Japanese word I know. What are some goals that you want to accomplish in the NBA?
You know, first of all, I wanna play in the playoffs, and of course I wanna help the team, and I think you know, I want championship. I think that's the one thing I wanna accomplish. Yeah.
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
今日本も大盛況になってると思うんですけど、日本語で今の嬉しさ教えてください。
いやもう何とも言えない気持ちですね。本当にもう初めてやった時、そのコーチにお前 NBA に行くんだって言われて、もうそれを信じてやっぱこう今来て、もうこうやってここに立ってることが本当に夢みたいで、もうすごい信じられないですね。
ウィザーズは憧れのジョーダン選手も所属したチームですけど、改めてどんなチームな印象がありますか？
やっぱりすごいいろんなポジションから得点できるチームだと思うので、試合も何回も見ているので、その中でやっぱり僕もそれにいいあれができるんじゃない、インパクトできるんじゃないかなと思います。
Lloyd Carroll from the Queens Chronicle. Generally, when Americans think of Japanese athletes, I think we know Kei Nishikori, the tennis player, but most of us think about baseball players. Was that a game you played? Was basketball big growing up? I mean, it's not something most of us identify Japan in basketball.
Yeah, actually, I played baseball before I started playing basketball, and then basketball is like I think it's growing up right now. You know, it's getting bigger, and a lot of people playing, a lot of people watching basketball right now. So yeah, it's big right now.
Hi, hello here.
What are you talking about?
Elizabeth from Titan Sports China. So 2019 the World Cup will be hosted in China. Are you going to play for the Japan national team, and are you going to China?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to play. I want to play for my country. You know, that's the one thing. You know, last year, you know, we qualified for the. You know, that's why I play for them, and then we qualified them.
共同通信です。今日おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
今日世界に評価された部分は八村選手はどういうプレーが評価されたかと思っているのと、将来的にどういう選手になりたいですか？
やっぱり見てる人は見てるので、やっぱこうもうすごい僕は小さい時からこうやってきて、こうやっぱ伸びしろとかそういうところを見てやっぱりこの今からやっぱこう全然伸びしろあると思うので、僕でもやっぱその練習もやるので、やっぱそういうのを見てやっぱり。そうチーム取ってくれたんじゃないかなと思います。
First of all, this is Tom Beller from the New Yorker. I want to say congratulations to begin and ask you, growing up as a kid, if you had an NBA player that you idolized or looked up to.
I think first player I liked. I think Carmelo. I like the Carmelo, how he plays, and you know he's like a same position, like you know, he's big, but he can shoot, do whatever, you know. So I like him to watch.
北日本新聞の中島と申します。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
坂本コーチ先ほど話に出ましたけれども、何か雲の上の存在になっちゃうっていうちょっと悲しいというお話もされてました。そんな坂本コーチと富山のファンに一言メッセージをお願いします。
いやもうコーチ本当にやりました。やっぱ富山も今すごい。バスケもそうですけど、相撲でも結構活躍した人もいて、やっぱりこういろいろ盛り上がっているので、やっぱこれからどんどんスポーツで富山盛り上がっていけばいいなと思いますね。
日本テレビの小坂です。これからどんどん NBA で、荒波も生まれていくと思うんですけれども、ぜひこの選手と対戦したい、マッチアップしたいっていう選手はいらっしゃいますか？
ヤニスとプレーしてみたいですね。やっぱヤニスさんはやっぱすごい体でかくて、やっぱりそれでも動けるって、やっぱすごい体大きいって聞いたことあるので、テレビで見るよりやっぱそれで戦ってみたいなっていうのはありますね。
Hey, Rui, over here. Justin, CBS. If Brendan Clarke is drafted later in the first round, that would make you and him the first team Gonzaga teammates to be drafted in the first round in the same draft ever. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. He's a great player. I played with him last year. He works hard, every day, and Gonzaga is one of the best programs in the country. So, yeah.
おめでとうございます。左襟のピンバッジ、どういう意味を込めて今日はつけてこられたんでしょうか。
やっぱり僕日本人としてやっぱこういう大きな舞台に立てるということで、やっぱりNBA のこういうのってやっぱり世界でもあるのもう見られているので、やっぱその中でやっぱ僕のこの日本の国をしっかり見せなきゃいけないなと思ってやりました。
テレビ朝日です。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
9位ということでしたが、この順位は、想像されてましたでしょうか。
もう全然想像内のことで、やっぱりこれからどのチームになってもやっぱり僕そのチームにインパクトを与えるつもりでやるので、やっぱりこれから楽しみですね。それから
呼ばれた瞬間感想いかがでしたか。
もう本当に夢みたいでしたね。もうやっぱすごい感覚に入って、やっぱ家族周りにいたんでやっぱりちょっと落ち着きましたけど、やっぱりすごい感覚になりましたね。
スポーツナビの庭です。おめでとうございます。今日グリーンルームに入ってから結構一人の時間ってあったじゃないですか。あそこ呼ばれるまでの時間結局あったわけですけども、あそこで何を考えてどんなことを想定したりとか、どんな時間だったんですか、そこ。
やっぱり今までこの中学校高校大学でやってきたことを結構思い浮かべたりしましたし、やっぱりこれからどうしようというか、やっぱどうするかっていうところを想像しながらやっていましたね。
すいません、ライターの小永義です。日本にとってもこの指名は快挙なんですけども、これから日本のバスケがどういうふうに変わっていったらいいと思いますか。
やっぱりこういうふうにやっぱり僕も小さい頃、日本でプレーしててもやっぱりいろんなところ海外行ってアンダー16とかアンダー17行ったり世界大会行ったりしていろんなところ行ったので、やっぱそういうのをやっぱり日本人もどんどんやっていってほしいなと思いますし、そのアンダーのやつだけじゃなくてもやっぱりこういうああいう NBA キャンプとかそういうのもどんどん呼ばれていけたらいいなと思います。そうすればやっぱバスケももっと盛り上がっていくと思います。
Just so you guys know, Cam Reddish is next door.
ルーキーイヤーでどのぐらいの成績を残したいかっていうのをお伺いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
やっぱりチームにどれだけ貢献できるかってことを目標にやっていくので、やっぱスタッツでは何も考えてないんですけど、やっぱそうチームに貢献できたらいいなと思います。
すみません、テレビ東京。すみません、テレビ東京です。先日ドラフト会議について日本のバスケットボールの歴史が変わる日になるというふうにおっしゃってましたけれども、改めて今、その日が来たというか、その日を今終えてみての感想と、ご自身普段楽しむということをキーワードにされてますけれども、ドラフトを終えてみてそのあたりのお気持ちっていうのはいかがだったのか2つ聞かせてください。
そうですね、やっぱ、これはこの会議今言われた通り、やっぱこの会議っていうのはもうその一つのイベントなんですけど、こういうふうにすごい今まで僕が行ったイベントの中でも本当に大きいって感じたので、それはそれで、今終わったことなので、やっぱでもこれからやっぱりチームに行ってどれだけ僕ができるかということを楽しみにしてます、ね。
おめでとうございます。ウィザーズというとやはり、ジョン・ウォールとブラッドリー・ビールっていう2人のガード選手が中心、今ジョン・ウォールが怪我で抜けてるんですけど、この2人どういった印象、選手としてどういった印象を持ってますか。
やっぱり実はブラッドリー・ビールとは去年ナイキキャンプで一緒にやってて、でチームも一緒だったのでちょっと分かって知ってるんですけど、ジョン・ウォールとかもやっぱり一人のすごいオールスターの選手なので、やっぱそういうチームの中でやるってことすごい楽しみですね。
ナンバーの宮地です。
先ほどピンの話がありましたけども、それ以外にそのスーツに込められた思いと色とか、あとなんか内側のデザインがちょっと日本とアフリカだっていうふうに聞きましたけど、その辺をちょっと詳しく聞かせてもらえますか。
そうですね、僕もやっぱこうハーフでこういうふうに、日本人とベナンのハーフでこうずっとやってきて、やっぱで日本でずっと育ってきて、やっぱそれもすごいそれが一番僕のなんていうんですか、心の中のその一番残っているというか、こう僕の根本というそういうものなので、それをやっぱりしっかりスーツに乗せたいなと思います。
エンジのスーツを選んだのは明星のカラーってことは関係あるんですか。
ちょっと関係ありますね。やっぱこの色と好きだったっていうのもあるんですけど、やっぱ明星選んだ後にそういえば明星のカラーだなっていうのは気づきましたね。
ありがとうございます。
おめでとうございます。おめでとうございます。はい、先ほどご家族の話も出ましたけれども、大好きな妹のマリアンさんからはどんなお言葉をかけられましたか。
いつですか。
先ほどチーム決まった時に。
会ってないですね、マリアンさん。
じゃあご家族とはどういったお話、お父さんお母さんとはどういった話されましたか。
選ばれてからですか。
そうですね、同じ席、そっか、すぐ離れて。
はい、ちょっとそれは。
じゃあどんな会話したいですか、この後。
やっぱりお父さんもお母さんも家族みんなすごいサポートしてくれてたので、やっぱ本当に感謝の気持ちを伝えたいなと思います。
Thank you. And again, Cam Reddish is next door.
Any other questions for Cam? Okay, thanks, Cam.
Thank you.
projected like media guys projecting. So, by the inside, like my agents like walking in, and then I think they did a good job, and then I was ready for this. Yeah.
You hadn't met with the Washington Wizards before you were drafted. So had you speaking to anybody before you were picked from the Washington Wizards?
No.
Tenny Sumagi, Eagle News, over here. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
That's the only Japanese word I know. What are some goals that you want to accomplish in the NBA?
First of all, I wanna play in the playoffs, and of course I wanna help the team, and I think I want championship. I think that's the one thing I wanna accomplish. Yeah.
PJ Washington. Hi, PJ Washington will be in the room shortly. Johnson is not here.
Okay.
And what was the other one?
It was the Cameron Johnson is the one I was asking about, the other North Carolina.
Oh, Cameron Johnson, yeah.
He
Not here.
Not yet.
No, he's not here.
Oh, he's not in the. So that's what a super big a surprise it was. Because that reaction was incredible.
Yeah.
That was
One of the better things I've seen at the draft for a while.
Yeah.
What's amazing about it was it's his moment, Coby White.
Who's that?
And he didn't give a crap.
Right,
You know,
right,
it's all
right,
about his
right.
team. That was the cool. That was the cool part about it.
Hi, we're just going to start opening statement about what you'll bring to your new team, and then we'll open it up to the media for more questions.
A lot of emotions right now. I'm just excited. Can't wait to get to Charlotte and show what I can do. And I just feel like I'm a very versatile player. Great locker room guy, and just willing to give anything for my teammates.
Congratulations. I know Coach Calipari's a pretty sharp businessman as well as being a great basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
Did he give you business advice about choosing an agent or certainly making sure you stay in Nevada so you don't have to pay any state income tax?
No, he hasn't.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, what financial advice have you gotten in this process?
Basically what you said, stay in Vegas.
Okay.
I picked a great agency, and I have a good financial advisor. So pretty much just listening to them, and I feel like they'll lead me in the right path.
And the last question on the agency, was it like Jerry Maguire, the film? I mean, where people, just how much of that is reality versus fantasy?
It's crazy. I mean, I feel like I'm in a great group. Just excited to be with them, and I'm just happy they took me along with the group as well.
Thank you.
Hey, 张浩天, NBA Hope China. Congratulations, PJ. You'll be a lottery pick. How did play for UK or Coach Carl prepare you for fulfilling in your NBA dream?
It prepared me a lot from day one. Ever since I stepped on Kentucky, he's been a great leader for the program. Just built everybody up to be a pro, and just did a lot for me and my family, and I just can't thank him enough.
You may not know you play in UK, so you have lots of Chinese fans.
Mm-hmm.
You like to say something for Chinese fans?
Just keep supporting UK. We love you guys, and thanks for always supporting me.
Over here, Tom Beller from The New Yorker. Congratulations. I wanted to pick up on the previous question about your past experience at Kentucky. Could you cite a drill that Coach Calipari put you guys through that you're going to be glad you don't have to do anymore?
Not necessarily a drill, but whenever you weren't practicing good, he would just send you over to the treadmill right away, and you just had to get like a minute or 2 minutes running as fast as you can. So definitely, he used to always go hard in practice and didn't want to do that.
Congratulations. What's going through your head as your name is announced and you're walking to the podium?
Just a lot of excitement. Just can't thank God enough. Just excited for me and my family. Just can't thank them enough. Can't thank my coach enough, and just blessed to be in this position.
Eric Slater, WLVR, Bethlehem. You expanded your shot a little bit this season, took a lot more shots from three. You know, moving into the NBA, is there a particular skill or part of your game that you're going to look to implement a little bit more that maybe we didn't get to see at Kentucky?
I feel like I can improve my ball handling. That's one area I felt like I was a little shaky. So definitely been working on that, and I feel like I can come in and make an impact as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. I picked a great agency, and I have a good financial advisor. So pretty much just listening to them, and I feel like they'll lead me in the right path.
And the last question on the agency, was it like Jerry Maguire, the film? I mean, where people, just how much of that is reality versus fantasy?
It's crazy. I mean, I feel like I'm in a great group. Just excited to be with them, and I'm just happy they took me along with the group as well.
Thank you.
Hey, 张浩天, NBA Hope China. Congratulations, PJ. You'll be a lottery pick.
cover the whole room. 3 and 4. Carol, what's up with your audio? I'm getting complaints, especially at the beginning, that your audio was really low. Well, yeah, but that's pretty key. No, but I mean for the recording, you didn't lower it for the recording. Mario said something. Try. But you can change it to the camera without changing it in the room. Yeah, right. No, the room's fine. It's the broadcast. I guess it's better now. Yeah. Mark.
Tyler Herro is walking down our hallway. Careful. This is a no accident zone. Come on, man. Hey, Tyler, I'm to your left. I'll start you out opening question, then we'll open it up to the media.
Okay.
Could you just describe your style of play and what you'll bring to your new team, please?
Yes, sir. I'm just a two guard. I can bring shooting. I think I can stretch the floor. I bring toughness. I'm a leader. I bring defense as well, and I think I'm gonna surprise a lot of people.
张浩天 NBA Hope China. Congratulations, Taylor. You'll be a lottery pick. How nervous were you waiting for your name to be called?
Not too nervous. I just controlled what I can control. I had pretty good workouts throughout the process, and I just let that take care of itself.
And you look so handsome today. Who helped you in picking out your outfit?
Just my stylist Bushra. She helped me just pick out different colors and different things.
Thank you.
Tyler over here, Justin CBS. What do you know? What do you know about Pat Riley?
He's a former Kentucky guy. Obviously, he has a great tradition in Miami, and what they've done. They've won a lot of games and a lot of series and championships.
Does he make? Did you get to meet him?
Yes, sir.
Did he make you nervous?
No, sir.
Okay.
Lloyd Carroll from the Queens Chronicle. So which are you more excited about? Being able, as a guy who grew up in Wisconsin, getting to spend warm winters in Miami with palm trees, or no state income tax in the state of Florida?
Probably the warm weather. Finally get to spend some winters where it's not too cold. So I'm just happy to get to Miami and get things started.
So you're not going to miss the snow then?
Not at all.
Fair enough. They're going to hate you in Wisconsin.
Scott Campsell, The Score. I was just wondering how you think your game fits with the Miami Heat roster.
I think I can just bring shooting and stretch the floor. Really, whatever the Heat need me to do, I think I can come in and do it. So I'm happy to do whatever they need.
Tyler, WKYT Lexington. When we talked to you yesterday, you said you didn't know if you'd smile or cry when you got drafted. What was it? What were your reactions when you got drafted?
It was just a dream come true. It was crazy. Hear my name get called. So it was just good vibes, and I'm happy I got selected early.
Eric Slater, WLVR Bethlehem. We saw you stretch the floor at Kentucky, and you also show that you have a little bit of a handle and you can break people down. But getting to the basket in the NBA, how do you see yourself matching up, with that physicality? It's just in your rookie year getting to the basket, and how do you think, or do you think that there's anything you need to work on in terms of finishing at the rim?
Just getting stronger. I think obviously making an adjustment to playing against, grown men in the NBA. So it's all a learning curve, and it'll be an experience that, is a new experience for me, and I'll just take every day one step at a time and just learn something new every day.
Obviously getting drafted right after PJ. He was jumping up and down in the back when he was on the radio set. How cool is it that you guys are going back-to-back in the draft?
We talked about it, actually, going back-to-back. That'd be cool. So just happy that he got drafted. It was, very, very cool to see him, get drafted. I know how hard he works and how hard he wants it, so I was happy to see him get picked.
Thank you. Barry's my stylist. This dude 117, he's the most pick, so hopefully we'll have more people. Thank you. Romeo Langford will be the next person in this room.
So the Nets pick they're bringing in here, you think?
It all depends
Doesn't
on
really matter.
Hi, to your left. I'll just start you off for opening question, and then I'll open it up to the media.
Okay.
If you could just describe your style of play and what you'll bring to the Celtics.
I'll say my style of play is just real smooth. I think I'm a real versatile player. I feel like I can play multiple positions, and I can do a lot in whatever the team needs to be done.
Lloyd Carroll from the Queens Chronicle. I'll show my age. I think 40 years ago, the Boston Celtics drafted this other guy from Indiana, Larry Bird, and I was curious if that kind of went through your mind when your name was called by them.
Really, it was just a sigh of relief. just really thankful and blessed to be able to be picked at the number 14 spot and also by the Boston Celtics.
Are you familiar with Bird's career? Because I know it's a long time ago. I was just curious because he's an Indiana legend who played in Boston.
Can you repeat the question?
Larry Bird, are you familiar with his career? I know it's a long time.
I mean, I never really watched him play, but I am familiar with Larry Bird. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Romeo, you spoke yesterday about not really working out for teams. Were you at all ever concerned about how that might impact your kind of status, and how did you convince teams like, look at my body of work prior to?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like that had a little bit to do with it, but I feel like I've showcased a lot through my time of playing in Indiana, and also my time in high school, that these guys, they know what I'm capable of doing, and I think that's why the Boston Celtics, they seen something in me, and that's why they decided to pick me at the 14th spot.
And what do you know, I guess, about the Celtics, about kind of the way they run things as a franchise and about the team? Obviously, there's some changes coming there, and how do you feel like you might fit in?
It's a really, really good historic organization. They're coming off a real good year, but making it to the playoffs and doing well in the playoffs. And I just feel like the team that they have, everybody's real versatile. I mean, there's not really, it's like they really play positionless basketball, and I think that's what I excel at.
Your shooting numbers, you struggled a little bit, and it was reported that you had, a little bit of a problem with your thumb. Just where are you at with that? And you see your shooting improving, as that gets better into next year?
I hurt my thumb this year. I felt like that did have a little bit of reason why I shot the ball the way I did. But right now, I'm getting back into it, into the swing of things. Got my cast off. I'm doing some rehab and therapy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sekou will be in the interview room next door. He's not here. Oh, he's not here. Okay. Yeah, and neither is 16. Yes.
Is there any questions for Sekou? In the back here.
Michael Shapiro, Sports Illustrated. We just saw in the finals, a team like the Raptors, very international team. Did the kind of pipeline of international players inspire you at all growing up? Did that have a big impact on you?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody. Siakam, Ibaka, everybody. It's a big inspiration for the African people, African players, and yeah, I'm proud of that.
On the end here.
Tony Pyle, Associated Press, SNTV. Sekou, congratulations. Can you reply also in French just what it means to be drafted and going into the NBA?
In French, you say?
French, please. Yes.
Qu'est-ce que ça fait d'être drafté? C'est juste un immense plaisir. C'est un début de quelque chose et c'est que le début, comme j'ai dit. Ouais, maintenant, il faut aller de l'avant et prouver, quoi. Attente. Elle est bien, hein. Franchement, pas de pression. Pas de pression, j'étais très serein, tu vois. Je savais que ça allait se passer dans tous les cas, donc j'étais pas stressé.
And here in the front, and we'll just remind you, name and affiliation, just raise your hand and wait for the mic.
Eric Slater, WLVR Bethlehem. You kind of fit the mold of that modern two-way forward. You've been compared to Pascal Siakam in that regard. If there's a skill, particularly offensively, that you see yourself kind of, really trying to work on into your rookie year and as you get into your career that you want to kind of master, what would that be?
Yeah, I'm agree with that. Like, I feel myself, I play like Siakam, and right now I just gotta work right now. Gotta work, prove to myself, to the team, what I can do, and do my best in the floor.
Was there a question in the middle there? Yeah.
Hi, Shen Chong from Tally Triunfo. And so what do you think will be one of the biggest challenges as you start adjusting to the NBA lifestyle?
I think it's gonna be the schedule. Like, you know, in NBA they travel a lot. They take a plan every day. Like, I think that's gonna be the biggest adjustment from it.
Back here.
Sports tonight in San Antonio. In one word, how would you describe this whole New York experience this week?
Fantastic.
Question in the back there.
Christopher Pearson, NBA.com International. Being drafted tonight, what do you think it means for the other kids in your country right now looking up to you?
I think they're proud of me. Everybody, my cousins, my family out there, my dad too. Everybody's proud of the country. Is proud of me.
I mean, is there any NBA player that you're looking forward to playing with? I mean, against this year in your rookie season?
Everybody.
Got
Your question on the end.
Tara Cangelosi, CBS News Path. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What advantages do you feel like you've had in playing overseas, and how do you think that'll help you in your NBA career?
I'm pro right now. Like, I'm pro since 3 years in France. I learned a lot about other players, other ground men, and I know what is the life of a basketball pro player. I know everything, and right now I just gotta work.
Any other questions? Thank you, Sekou.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So I can return it to remarks.
only had one drafted that is not in attendance, right? Two. So that's 17 out of the 40 that are in attendance here. 17 out of the 40 that are in attendance in the call so far. Yeah. What's the next player coming in? Yeah, I would say if they're open to. Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, I'll go back and figure out the board and call it from back there. It's not like I haven't done that before. Malt boxes, yeah. They don't call them that. Yeah, they still have them. We have them back there, and we have them in the other room too. Now, does Bol go late first round, or does he slip to the second round? What do you think?
Nikhil Alexander-Walker is on his way to this room momentarily. Hi, I'm going to start you off with an opening question, and then we'll open it up to media to ask you even more questions. If you just describe your style of play and what you'll bring to Brooklyn, please.
I think my versatility, playmaking ability on both sides of the ball. I think my length allows me to defend multiple positions, as well as my playmaking allows me to pass, shoot, score, make plays for others, make plays for myself, kind of puts points on the board.
Welcome. I have to say, I love the Western sartorial style there. I see you have the Nets hat on, but I understand the way the machinations are that you probably won't be playing in Brooklyn. Is that disappointing, or are you looking to be the big city? Or maybe a guy, you come from a small town background. I mean, Chattanooga is not, but compared to New York it is.
Right.
Would you prefer to be in a smaller market?
I'm from Toronto.
Oh, Toronto, I'm sorry. That's pretty big. Seems to be a big night going on for that.
Yeah, it's a big time right now in the city.
They seem to have had a thing for basketball lately. It used to be a hockey town not so long ago.
But I'm glad it's turned around. That means I chose the right profession. But I'm just thankful. Either team that wants me, I'm just going to come in and be the best player that I can be. Try to give them as much as I can and work every day. That's all I can control, and try to do that.
Thank you. How many, when you say you grew up in Toronto, did you, up through a certain age, did you play hockey? Because
in gym class, I played hockey. Okay. Anything outside, did not. Wasn't really into much but basketball. From the moment I touched it, it's just had my heart.
But you could still skate if need be?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Dan McLoone, NBA.com International. You talk about being from Toronto. Looking at Canadian basketball as a whole, with so many players from Canada being eligible in this draft, some have been taken already, with the Raptors having won the NBA title. Just this past year, how do you think that's helped grow the game of basketball as a whole in Canada, between the championship for them, all of you guys being eligible to be drafted, your cousin coming in from the draft last year? How has that impacted Canadian basketball?
It's giving it a chance, opportunity. I feel like it's showing more and more kids that were in my position that you can one day be here just like I am. I know guys like Andrew Wiggins and Tyler Ennis gave me hope. And now, as RJ gets selected, I got selected, hopefully more Canadians too get selected, can kind of give those kids in the other generation hope.
Congratulations. When your name is being called and you're walking to the podium, what are some of your thoughts that flooded through your mind?
Don't fall. Thank you, God, and just try not to cry.
One guy his name has not been mentioned tonight, Anthony Bennett, did not have a great career, but he was a first pick here. He's someone whose career you found. Are you in touch with a guy like Bennett? Because I think it's a small fraternity. I was curious what became of Anthony Bennett, so to speak.
Right. I know he's playing right now. He's working really hard, and I think he also paved the way in a sense. And I apologize for not mentioning his name.
No, I'm saying others tonight haven't. Even we, the media, have kind of forgotten that.
But him making history, kind of doing something that all Canadians and Torontonians, where I'm from, dreamed of, being that #1 pick, and for him to do it.
Is he playing in Europe? Because we've kind of lost.
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm not too intact with it, so.
Okay.
I'm just.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Goga is in the room next door.
You're done?
Funny thing, I think we covered the gamut here. You're the best.
Have a good one, Lau.
Hopefully when you guys have a meeting next year,
Positive energy for the team and be productive, like I said, in the both ends of the floor and be able to compete and trying to win every single game.
Question in the back? Middle first.
Hi, Shen Chong from Tally Triunfo. So a lot of the prospects from the States are looking at overseas pro careers at an early age, such as LaMelo and RJ Hampton. So based on your previous pro experiences, what advice would you give to the kids who chose overseas experiences and pro careers over NCAA?
I mean, they gotta play be more tough because there is a grown man. It's a grown man's league. There's no kids over there. There's all grown men, so they gotta be tough every single game, every single day, trying to work hard and outwork other guys and other veterans and other pro players who are older and stronger than them. So they need to work hard and be tough on the floor.
Christopher Pearson, NBA.com International. As a kid, did you have a favorite player growing up? And also now in your rookie season, do you have a favorite city that you would like to visit in your rookie season?
Yeah, to visit, first of all, Indianapolis, first of all. And growing up, I had a lot of favorite players. I can't really count them right now, so I had a lot of them. One of them was KG, Kevin Garnett, because I like how he compete and how tough he was on the floor. Yeah. Welcome, man.
Question in the front.
I was wondering, when pick 18 came and you heard your name called finally, what emotions were going through? Who was the first person you thanked, hugged, that whole thing?
I was shaking, literally. I mean, I was nervous, but this is dream came true. This is really, I'm really honored that I'm here. I make this, so with my focus on basketball, hard work, and this is for my family, definitely back in Georgia right now, they're watching, and this is for them, definitely. They came to my mind, whole process. I was doing it for them, and this is for them.
Tony Powell, Associated Press, SNTV. Could you just repeat how you felt about in Georgian, please?
What is that? Excuse me?
Repeat just how you felt when you were selected, but in Georgian?
Oh, okay. ძალიან კარგად ვიგრძენი თავი, იმიტომ რომ ჩემი ოცნება იყო, ოცნება ახდა და რა ვიცი, ჩემი დედა, მამა, თათია, ნათია ყველა მიყურებს ახლა და მოკითხები ყველას.
Hi, Shancho again. So, is there one or a few favorite quotes or lyrics that you kept as a motivation throughout the process of chasing this hoop dream?
Winners never quit, and quitters never win. That's it. That's my quote, I think, and it's really good for me. And I mean, I go out there and watch this quote every day. It's in my mind, so I try to never quit.
Any more questions? Thank you, Coby.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, to your left, if you just describe your style of play, what you'll bring to your new team, and then we'll open it up to more questions, please.
I think I'm a big guy. I can run the floor, play defense, switch from 1 to 5, shoot the ball. I think that's really important, and spread the floor for the guards, and that's it.
Congratulations. What's going through your head when you're walking to the podium?
I was speechless, nervous, excited, everything in one, and I'm just blessed to be part of San Antonio, and I'm happy and ready to go.
Can you tell us what you know about the San Antonio Spurs? Have you watched them play much, etc.?
Yeah, I think they have a really similar basketball style like Europe, and they have a long history with European players, so that's one more motive for me to just go there and try to be ready as much as possible, and just to play.
If I may, Tom Beller from The New Yorker, congratulations. If I can build off of that last question, specifically Coach Greg Popovich, one of the most well-known and accomplished coaches in the NBA, I'm also famously one of the most demanding. I'm wondering what thoughts you have about going to work with him and his team of player development coaches.
I think working with Coach Pop, it's different, and I'm just really excited to start and just to learn from him and from other players older than me, and I'm ready.
Congratulations. How was your workout with San Antonio ahead of the draft? What stood out for you? What stood out in your eyes about the organization as well?
It was my first workout with the NBA team. It was difficult. We played a lot of 1-on-1 and 3-on-3, a lot of shooting too, and interviews, and they care about how you are off court too. So you have to be the whole package, and I'm just blessed.
Tony Pyle, Associated Press. Luka, congratulations. Could you just repeat how you felt, but in Croatian, for your Croatian audience, how you felt when your name was selected?
Nevjerojatno, nisam imao riječi, jednostavno to je ostvarenje svakog sna i blagoslov.
Luka, congratulations, Justin CBS. For those who are trying to learn a little bit more about your game, who would you compare yourself to in terms of another player?
Right now, I think, big guy, KD, big guy who can shoot, who can play face to basket, also low post. But all time, maybe Kirilenko, he played in Utah, or just I can run and jump and play defense and just whatever it takes.
Luka, Casey Vieira from Sports Tonight in San Antonio. Who were some of the guys, basketball players, some of the role models you had? And what did you know about the Spurs before meeting up with them, interviewing, working out with them?
Yeah, my idols, I think Toni Kukoc, he's Croatian, Dražen Petrovic too. Then right now KD, just all the big guys, and Dražen also, who is just, his mentality was on the next level. And what I knew was, they have winning mentality, they want to win, they want to compete, and they're a great organization, and as I said, connected with Europeans, and
I was interested when you mentioned that the interview process in San Antonio included questions about off-court matters. Could you tell us or share with us one of the questions they asked about you that went outside of the actual basketball court?
Yeah, it's how I am with my family, how I with my friends, teammates. It's on court, but also off court. What I like to do in my free time, how I am in school, and just
What do you like to do in your free time?
Hanging out with my friends, spend time with my family, music, just movies, simple.
Hi, Marco Alvaro Martini, ESPN. Congratulations. Your dad, Marco, was probably your first coach. At some point, maybe demanding. When did it dawn in his mind and in your mind that being in the NBA could be a possibility?
First of all, my father was always not just basketball coach. I think more of how to be a good person, because he never really pushed me. You have to play basketball because he played. I think it was just my choice, and he was more, be a good teammate, be a good person, be good in school. And I think the idea of NBA started when I moved to Barcelona from Croatia the first time, and I was 16. So it was just an idea. And I had this dream since I started. So,
Luka, San Antonio is known big for Mexican food, known big for the heat and humidity. Do you like either of those two?
Yeah, I love Mexican food and humidity. It's okay.
It's good Mexican food. I can promise you that. It's real good.
I love Mexican food.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, this ain't gonna work. All right, Alex.
You can go to one. Who is this, Barrett?
What?
How you doing? Just a reminder, ask questions, just wait for the boom mic, name and affiliation. Matisse Thybulle, I'll ask you with the first question, just can you describe this experience so far, your feelings, how the night's going?
It's been surreal. I think it's going to take a little bit for me to realize that it's actually happened. But yeah, I'm just trying to take it all in.
In the front. He'll get there. He's stuck. Hold on.
Hi, Mark Narducci of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Just your thoughts on, going to the Sixers.
I mean, a dream come true. I haven't spent much time in Philly, but I've heard nothing but great things. I got family nearby, so I can't wait to play for this franchise and be a part of their new family. So, yeah. I got family in Jersey, yeah, so not too far.
Anything in here?
Matisse Thybulle from Dime. You're a two-time Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. Why do you take so much pride in what you're able to do on that side of the floor?
There's always a place for a defender on the court, and defense is proven to help you win games and win championships. And I feel like if I can be as valuable as possible to a team, I feel like I need to be a defender. And then added to that, in the NBA, you need to be able to shoot threes and hit threes at a high rate. So I bring that to the table as well.
When did you first hear about the trade and all the craziness of it? Can you describe that?
Well, before they called my name, my agent leaned over me and whispered and told me that I was going to get drafted by the Celtics, but I was still going to Philly, and so I wasn't going to have to worry about that. So it was nice knowing that going into it, so I didn't have to be surprised by the Celtics pick.
Justin, CBS, what did you do with the hat?
I'm not sure where the hat is. I think I have a new hat coming, though. Yeah.
You know, you're always, Mark Narducci, the Philadelphia Inquirer, again, you're always described as a defensive player. Can you talk about your offensive game and how you think that's evolved?
And like I mentioned earlier, I feel like three-point shooting. I'm just going to do this here for a sec. Just three-point shooting, just being 3 and D, I feel like that's a role I can fit into off the bat. And I took a step back in college and allowed some of my teammates to score, and that shows with my offensive numbers. But three-point shooting is something that's come naturally to me, and I'm just excited to be able to do it at this next level.
You're going to a Sixers team that came really, really, really close to knocking off the team that ended up winning a title. How does it feel to know from day one you're going to be on a team that really has championship aspirations?
Through the whole process, I was always telling my friends and family, like, I want to play for a good team, because I feel like my skill set is the most valuable when it comes to a team that's already established and they have guys with roles, and I know my role, and I know that I can just step into that role and help this team.
I know you said you have family from Jersey. Markelle Fultz played for the Sixers briefly.
Yeah.
Did you pay attention to the Sixers, because he's a former teammate of yours, because of that connection?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've watched it. I've watched the Sixers, and I mean, just being a basketball fan, watching basketball, I've watched them because you want to watch a good team. So, of course, I've watched them.
Even though they're a veteran team, there are still a lot of guys they have to sign. Do you feel you can come in and contribute right away?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I feel like that was one of the reasons why I stayed in college all 4 years, was just so I could be as ready as possible when I came to the next level.
Next into the room is Brandon Clarke. Yeah. Just a reminder, raise your hand, wait for the boom mics. Brandon, I just asked the first question about how you're feeling about tonight, how things are going. Just general overview of the night so far.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to not be anxious when you're just sitting there and you're waiting for your name to not be called. But just after I finally heard my name called, pretty much all that bad feeling went away and all that anxious stuff went away. So I'm just really grateful that I heard my name called tonight.
All right, Brandon. Justin, CBS.
Yep.
Until tonight, Gonzaga has never had 2 first-round picks. How does that make you feel to make history?
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. That's actually really cool because GU has just had, lots of really great players. So for me and Rui to be the first 2 to be drafted in the first round is something that's awesome.
My name is Amari Sankofa with The Athletic. What are your initial thoughts on being a Memphis Grizzly? Have you ever experienced the city at all?
Yeah, I don't think I've actually been there before, but I think that's really cool though. I was actually kind of looking forward to going somewhere that I haven't really been before. So I just really can't wait to get there and get to work. Yeah.
You haven't had much time to think about it, but what's your impression of John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Yeah, I've watched them both actually plenty, and I think it'll be very fun playing by them both. Ja is clearly one of the most fun players to watch ever to me, and Jaren is also a very big great talent. So just really looking forward to being able to play with those guys.
Brandon Michael Wallace, Grizzlies.com. How do you see your game projecting at the next level? What position do you see yourself sliding in, and what do you feel like your skill set is at the NBA level?
Yeah, I can play 4-3. I can play 5 too. It'll probably start with just playing defense really. Just like blocking shots. I can guard pretty much anybody on the floor. In the paint, I should score the ball every time. And my shot is just getting better and better. So there's lots of stuff that I'll do to help teams win games.
Brandon, over here. Bill DiFilippo from Dime. You mentioned that you've watched a good amount of Ja and a good amount of Jaren. What is it about their games that really sticks out that you think you're going to be able to mesh so well with them? Yeah, well, first off, Ja is a really, really good passer. I play well with point guards that can pass the ball well. And, Jaren is just a really, really good talent, too. Just a really strong dude who can, shoot it and also drive it. So it's always fun playing by dudes like that because, I just played by Rui, and it was pretty much similar to that. But, Ja is just a really good passer, and he's a really, really bouncy player, too. So I'm sure that we're going to have some very fun highlights to watch.
Dan McClune, NBA.com International. I know you haven't spent the most time in Canada, but you were born there. And for this year, overall, looking back at the Raptors winning a championship, a bunch of guys with Canadian ancestry have been drafted already this season. And looking back the past few years, there's been a lot of guys that have been drafted from Canada. How do you think that's kind of seen the rise of Canadian basketball as a whole in these past few seasons?
Yeah, I just feel like there's just like lots of talent coming out of there now. I'm not sure why it took so long, but I would probably just say it's because the basketball is getting bigger and bigger, and it's gotten much bigger too in Canada, and also with the Raptors winning, that's going to make it even bigger. So it's just been really fun to watch the evolution of basketball in the country.
Brandon over here, Moses Wilde with Global News. First and foremost, congratulations. Any opportunity is always great to make the NBA. What does it mean to kind of piggybacking on the last question you just answered, just about having those Canadian roots and opportunity to wear the Maple Leaf and see these young stars, another generation come to the rise and perhaps take Canada basketball to another level? Yeah, it's really awesome. I'm a huge fan of every player that comes out of the country of Canada. So to see players come out of there and be very good is something that's awesome. I'm somebody who grew up watching Nash play, and I always thought it was really cool that he was from Canada because I am too. And RJ Barrett obviously is somebody who's going to be huge for them. So it's just really cool seeing the next big player coming out of Canada.
How do you see yourself fitting next to Jaren Jackson Jr. specifically, given just his skill set being a rim protecting big who can also stretch the floor? Do you see yourself as a big next to him? Do you see yourself projecting as a wing? Where do you fall as far as that?
I would probably say a big next to him, but I can play the wing too, but probably a big next to him. I feel like in the paint it'll be really tough to finish through us, over us. With him shooting too, that's something that I'm going to get better at too. But it'll make us a real good duo.
Brandon, 2 quick questions about Canada as well. You were born and raised in Vancouver.
Correct.
How much did your family or did you remember about the Grizzlies being back then originally as a Vancouver team? And how much did you get a chance, or do you have a chance to know Dillon Brooks?
I think that my mom brought me to a game when I was like 1 or 2. So, obviously I don't really have that much memory of that. But, I moved to Phoenix when I was about 3 or 4. I still have lots of family there, though, so I like to go back often. But, Dillon Brooks, I don't really know that much about him. I know that he's a good player, and I've watched him a bit. But on a personal level, I don't really know him that much. Yeah.
I know Jaren's been floating around a bit tonight. Did you get a chance to talk to him after he got selected? Did he tell you anything like that?
I actually haven't yet, but I'm sure that I'll be talking to him very shortly. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How many guys have we done? So we still have to do these. Oh, your list is all. Oh, yeah, it's alphabetical by first name. Oh, okay. Someone explain to me the location of Pittman.
I don't think he went to school.
He went to high school.
Somebody typed in something.
Do you want to? I had
Oh yeah, we should kill that.
who does it?
What?
Who does it?
Well, it was the PR. I don't know. It's a good question.
Was that you, Rachel?
No, who's picked 11? Hold on. You were in the other room? Yes. Take over. Alex. Go help them wrap up. Escorts. Have you seen? You're good. Have you seen? That's it. Yeah.
He's taking a break somewhere.
We have 5 and under. Did you break 5? Yeah. No, I got it. Oh, so it should be 5 left. Oh, the guy at 11 is counting. So, yeah, so he was, Coby was like really happy. You know, he was really happy. Okay. His teammates picked him first.
Him, I would give that to, not you.
Did you go to college?
Well, there were a bunch of players that aren't here.
Which is right. The time ran out of the Warriors.
Nassir Little is on his way back.
Oh, turn to NBA.com where that you get Nassir Little.
Hey, folks, Nassir Little is on his way.
It's on the NBA app too. All right, I gotta go. You see me too.
Hi, I'm to your left. I'm going to start you off with an opening question, and then we'll open it up to the media. Could you just describe your style of play and what you'll bring to your new team, please?
I'm an athletic and versatile wing. I can do a lot of different things. Really good defensively, rebounding the ball, able to hit open shots and finish inside in the paint well.
So you were out there for a while. What were the emotions of watching all the picks go by?
Just anxious, anticipation, wanting to feel that feeling of excitement when your name's called, and it was definitely worth it, man. So I'm glad to be here.
What's the process of how did you first learn where you were going?
They usually contact your agent, and they'll let you know, and that's kind of how it went. And then the commissioner confirms it.
So he just leans over, your agent leans over and whispers, "You're going here." Is that?
Yeah.
So how'd that feel? How was that moment?
I mean, that moment was cool, but I mean, the moment when the commissioner comes out and really says your name is, the real boom, and that's when the real emotions start to come out. So I was glad to experience that.
Nassir, congratulations being drafted. Justin, CBS. As you were going through the draft process, what were you told was your projected range to be picked?
Projected range was in the lottery.
And how do you respond to the teams that passed on you that were in the lottery?
Play basketball. No matter what, you got to play regardless of where you're picked. So just continue to do what I've always going to do.
Nassir, congratulations. Tom Beller from The New Yorker. If you could identify something that you learned in terms of your basketball game or otherwise while you were in college in North Carolina, could you pick one area where you feel you really developed in this last year?
I think I developed the most probably my off-ball defense. Being introduced to new defensive schemes and stuff like that. I think I really took strides and, understand that part of the game.
If I could just follow up with an extremely arcane question, but could you try to convey a drill or some kind of notes you got in practice that helped you improve off-ball defense?
Not necessarily a drill, but just watching film, with the assistant coaches and just kind of seeing where I was supposed to be on the courts and then trying to implement it in practice in games.
Thank you.
Tara Cangelosi, CBS. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is it like sharing this night with Coby and Cam?
I mean, it's special, man. We've have hundreds of practices together, and we all work so hard to get to this moment. And I think we all beat a lot of odds to get here. So just kind of seeing us all go through this has just been really exciting. And I'm happy for all three of us.
Henry, I have a true hoop. You're going to play with the Trailblazers. They were just in the Western Conference Finals. Have you watched them play much? What do you know about them? How do you think you'll fit in?
Yeah, I watched them play a lot. They obviously got two great guards in Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. I think they, at the three position, I think they could use some more talent, and I think I provide that for them. And I think me playing with great guards like that can also help me develop as a good player as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Exactly. No.
I could do the look up and pull on the phone. Two, three.
Five green rooms and a lot of stands left.
Just 5 people left in the green room.
Oh, that haven't come through here. 2 have been picked. 3 haven't.
But do you know how many are in the stands?
A lot.
A lot of people, yeah. Hi, that's Rich. Hi, can you come back down to, yeah, can you come back down to press room 1? Thank you. That would work. Somewhere where there's a lot of noise, so she couldn't have been too far. Still have a lot of people in attendance too, right? The players still in attendance?
2 left, what did you say? 2 left?
5 that are in the green room haven't come through this room, but 2 of the 5 have been picked. And then there's a lot more in the stands, whether they come or not. One has been picked.
Rafael, you're good. She's gonna take your spot. So you take it from here. Sure. So I can watch the handoff from Adam to Mark.
Yep.
And then I would say 15 minutes to a half hour. Maybe a half hour from now. Swap out
with R2 here.
Mario's got it. They're done.
No, do what you have to do. It's good for the ankles also, your balance. Not as drastic, but I'll do stuff for my ankles on the subway steps. And some of the looks I get from people as I'm like doing the ab raises and stuff. I'm just like, what is this guy? Okay, surprise. Thing? Yeah. Congratulations to your left. I'm just going to start you off with an opening question, and then we'll open it up to media to ask you even more questions. If you just talk about your style of play and what you'll bring to your new team, please.
Yeah, I bring a lot of energy. I bring a lot of poise and technique, and I feel like my game is very polished. Obviously, there's rooms to grow, but my body and the way I can improve and the growth and potential that I have, I'm very excited for the future. So that kind of, mental strength and ability, I feel like I'm going to bring to any team I go to.
Hi, Dan Wyke with the Los Angeles Times. The hat says Brooklyn. The watch they gave you says Brooklyn, but we know it's not going to be Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What do you think about going to Los Angeles and playing for the Clippers?
And, being from Canada, God has blessed me a lot with great weather. So I went to Tallahassee, and that was a great time. Now I'm off to Los Angeles and join Doc Rivers and his crew and just see how they compete on a daily basis as well as they did in the playoffs. I'm just super excited to be part of that culture. So when I get there, I'm going to bring a lot of energy and just go for it.
Do you know Shea pretty well?
I know of him, but, we went to different prep schools, and we never really got to talk like that. But I'm excited to get to know him even more.
Henry, I have a true hoop. I noticed you said poise was the first thing you said, and then mental. Is this something you consciously work on, and if so, how?
Yeah, growing up, I faced a lot of adversity, not getting recruited highly, redshirting, come off the bench. And I feel like that takes a lot of mental strength. Just to practice and just being a part of it strengthens you. And I feel like I've handled it with grace, and I poise as well. So I feel like the next level, any challenge that I will face, I'm ready for it and ready to compete and excel from it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tom Beller from The New Yorker. Could you talk a little bit about your uncle and the exchanges you've had with him? He's I personally find him a very charismatic guy who's usually got something to say. So I'd be curious to hear what that relationship has been like.
Yeah, it's been great. Growing up, it's always been about family. He's always flew us out to family events, graduations, Christmas, Thanksgiving. So when basketball started getting involved, it was probably going to my freshman year, my Elite Eight run, and just picking his brain and just asking him a lot of questions. And by me doing that, I think he recognized that I was very interested and poised about the game and the next level. So that's when it grew from just picking his brain about how to eat, the nutrition, the day-to-day, the challenges that you will face off the court and on the court. He just gave me so many gems that I'm gonna add to my life, and especially in Los Angeles, and even though it's a bit further from home, all those lessons I'm gonna carry with me. So I'm very thankful for him.
First of all, Dan McClune, NBA.com International. First of all, congratulations on getting drafted. Secondly, you talked about growing up playing basketball on a high school level in Canada. You became the fourth Canadian player taken in this first round, which is a new record for Canadian basketball players in a single NBA draft. Looking at this year's draft with four of you guys being taken in the first round and the amount of Canadian players that have been taken in the past few years, you've talked about Shea going to be your teammate there in LA as well. How have you seen that development and growth of the Canadian basketball scene overall these past few seasons?
It's been growing steadily with pioneers such as Steve Nash, and we have Wiggins, Tyler Ennis. I felt like other Canadian kids like myself were inspired. We took our training much more seriously. The game has globalized more, where Canadians and Americans is more cohesion, especially in AAU basketball. And that's why I feel like the Canadian game has been growing, just because of the overall growth and just the constant competition, especially in the United States. So I feel like in this next group of kids who have watched me the same way I've watched others, it's just going to grow from there.
Christopher Pearson, NBA.com International. So, what would be your message to a young kid watching you right now on TV that's Canadian? Like, how would you want him to view you?
There's so many good advices, but the one thing that I've always stuck with me the most would have to be success is only temporary and failure is not permanent. You know, I made a lot of mistakes and, you know, being overlooked, and I felt like I made a lot of, you know, errors, and I had a longer route rather than others. But I recognized from the jump at a young age that this is not permanent. There's always a brighter side, especially going through this whole draft process. You know, you're waiting your turn and you're recognizing, you know, oh, you think you're better than this guy or that guy, but you know that, you know, your time is your time, and whatever I'm going through, however I'm feeling, is not permanent, and whatever I do get and whatever I do achieve is not, you know, it's only temporary. So whatever kid is watching me right now, you must continue to work and just fight for what you have, because it is very difficult to get to this level, but it's completely worth it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jordan Poole's on his way. Jordan Poole is on his way into the interview room. Hey, what's up, man? How are you? Yeah, I've been hiding out, you know. Why are you hiding from me? Not from you, trust me. Well, that's closed. Everything will be here. No. I get to relax a little bit, and no, we just try and break it up so everybody can get a little bit of everything, you know. You know what I started doing this? He likes to see. There's somebody mentioned that to me. Yeah, I started doing that. Yeah. Okay, cool. What do you think? Here we go. Repeat. 2 stops. Hey, congratulations to your left. I'm just going to start you off, opening question, and then we'll open it up to media for a few more questions. Could you just talk about your style of play and what you'll bring to the new team?
Yeah. Being able to shoot the three is a strength of mine, but also being able to be a 6'5" guard who can play on the ball, off the ball, being able to make the right decisions, but also just knowing how to play the game the right way, make the right passes, and make the next right play is something that I feel like I'm able to contribute to the team.
Henry, I have a true hoop. Obviously, we've all watched a lot of Warriors in the last few years. You too, and if so, what are your impressions, and how can you contribute there particularly?
Yeah, the Warriors are an amazing team, and they're one of their strengths is being able to shoot the three ball. I feel like that's something that's changed the game, and being able to shoot the three as a strength of mine and finding a way to come in and make an impact, and being able just to learn from the guys is something that I'm definitely extremely excited for.
Jordan, there was a pretty loud contingent of people at Michigan that criticized you for leaving when you did. Now having been picked in the first round, your response to them? I
think it was just being able to trust myself, follow my dreams. just having hope and faith. That's all I'm gonna really say on that. And being able to be in the position that I am in now, I feel like I made the right decision.
Casey Vieira from San Antonio with Sports Tonight over here to your right. What do you think it's going to be like, that moment that you step on the floor in San Francisco, you look over, you got Stephen Curry to your right. What do you think that moment's going to be like?
It'll definitely be amazing, but being able to know at the same time that we're out there doing the same thing, and they're definitely probably they're gonna teach me some stuff right away, and they're definitely gonna invite me to the league. So being able just to be ready for all challenges, but more than anything, just coming in and ready to get to work and be excited.
Thank you.
No problem.